It's Nolan. About to blow the bag, yo. Work, work. Hey, go and get that bonus. Work, work. Let me see your devotion. Work, work. You just earned the promotion. Work, work. Can't leave without that notice. Shout and make it right. Work that thing around the clock. Everybody came to see it. Got a line around the block. Cashing out the ones. I got funds and they never stop. DJ play a song. I'ma let them fly just like a fly. Ball status, cherry all platinum. Got a floss habit. Throw that money. Ain't no jaw jacking. I got more baggage. Show me some. I can change your life if you don't know what's up. Seen it from the front. Now back it up just like a loaded truck. Ay, I got plenty paper. I just wanna spend with you. Ay, I ain't got nowhere to be, so let me chill with you. Ay, you the prototype, the baddest one up in the room. I just wanna see you making move in your birthday soon. Ay, work, work. Ay, go and get that bonus. Work, work. Let me see your devotion. Work, work. You just earned the promotion. Work, work. Can't leave without that notice.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well today on this Sunday afternoon. Okay. Man, if you like that song we just played, that's called Work, spelled W-E-R-K, on all social media platforms, all streaming platforms. If you like it, you could go find it. J Nolan, London Elixir, okay? Big shout out to London Elixir, female producer. Work with her. We got good chemistry. We make good music together. So check her out as well. Now, in this particular video, we're going to be addressing Miss Megan Thee Stallion. Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with her, but everything to do with her all at the same time, right? It's been pretty much known for the past almost year now that Megan has been associated with this NBA player by the name of Torrey Craig. About a little bit before her album dropped last year, Megan, it was pretty much put out there that they were an item. And there was even some lines on the album that made it seem like she could have been talking about him in particular, or she could have just been talking about love in general or just a man in general. But it was assumed some of those lines might have been about Homeboy. And just as they had just gotten comfortable, they had been doing stories together and all type of stuff. Like, he's been around. I think he was in the studio recently and all that stuff with her too. Now we get Mr. Torrey Craig. Seems that he's been exposed by this woman by the name, what is her name? Jasmine Elizabeth. Looks like she's an IG model. She might do a little bit of OF, and when she's not out here entertaining the people for attention, she's also a nurse, if I'm not mistaken. So she's living very duplicitous out here doing her motherfucking thing, I guess. But she decided once Megan decided to really put a photo on Front Street of herself and this gentleman together, a day later, Miss Jasmine comes out and lets it be known, this nigga and I have been fucking around or talking at the bare minimum the whole time, right? So it seems that Miss Jasmine was talking to this dude before he got with Megan, and the entire time that he's been with Megan, they've been exchanging flirtatious messages, requesting photos of each other, trying to link up. I think he was supposed to go see her sometime recently through the holidays. They exchanged DMs, and she put it all on Front Street to let it be known. Now, clearly, she's clout chasing. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out for no doubt, no question. She's clout chasing. She wants attention, and if you ever peruse at this woman's page on IG, you'll see everything that she does is all about booty. You know what I'm saying? That's her identity, is her body and booty.
Almost a year.
Oh shit. And for all of the whatever, you can see for yourself, okay? But let's go ahead and get into what this young lady shared. So first, let's get to the photo that came out of Megan and Mr. Torrey Kelly. And I think it's actually a pretty bad look because, damn, you find yourself with a nigga named Torrey back to back. That's fucked up. So this is the photo. And it's crazy because, you know, folks on the internet was actually, for a moment, they were happy to see it. They're like, oh shit, look at Megan. Oh shit. I even seen some people that was like, she glowed him up. You know what I mean? Oh shit, I done fro. They feel like he upgraded his style ever since she got with him. You know what I'm saying? Got him a little swagger. Got it, you know what I mean? He walking around looking confident and stuff. Cause you know, I think he plays for the Bulls, don't he? And he gets no minutes. But now, ever since getting with Megan Thee Stallion, he's got a little bit of extra attention on him. More people are looking into his profile and stuff like that. So she turned yet another nigga up, and here's how it's turning out in a very short period of time. Okay? So this is what came out, and this is what sparked everything. Got folks talking, got folks like, oh shit, that was so, that was how they going public. Well, he's been publicly ousted. All right? So let's get to the shits. These motherfuckers talking about you ever made a sex tape? No, want to? Man, that's crazy. Talking about you play too much. And I don't want to see no shaved kitty. I like it when it's natural. This nigga said don't even shave your area. Okay? I'm trying to go landscaping myself. Leave it the way it is. This nigga trifling. But there's more. What the hell that say? When you came to Houston originally for me, LOL, but I had other stuff going on at the time. So she's saying that the reason why, that sound like bullshit. That sound like bullshit, but I don't know. He is an NBA player, so he's going to go through Houston quite a few times, at least a couple times a year, because he's going to have to play against the Rockets. So I don't know if he came specifically for her. I don't know what time of year all of this originates, you know, but she claims he came to Houston. She had other stuff going on, so she wasn't available to link with him, I guess, when he tried to arrange it. And somehow he ended up just stumbling across Megan Thee Stallion, and here we are. That sounds like a narrative she has in her head, a narrative that she's trying to push online. Doesn't sound like the truth. It sounds like he was talking to both of y'all, and during his time going to Houston, he was going to link with both of y'all. You might have been busy. She might have been available. She might have had some downtime before she got busy again, and they hit it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality of the situation. Both Megan and this young lady, it seems to me, he was already like working his move. But I don't know how him and Megan met, so I can't say, you know, exactly what that was, you know, as far as itinerary and the meetup. Were they already DMing? How did they link? I don't know. But it just seems to me, if you're going to try to put together this, the reason you came to Houston was to get with me, but I was too busy, so you got with her. Like, either way you cut or slice it, ma'am, you still been trying to work your move with him. Why would you come out and expose all this if you didn't want nothing to do with him? Don't try to come out here with I'm just looking out for you, sis. Nah, look out for your motherfucking self. Megan is good. Shit. You could have DM'd her and said, hey, your man is hitting me up. Here's proof. What about that part? But whatever. She done sent that man photos in her brizzle. I'm not gonna scroll down to it, but y'all saw that. I purposely slowed this down and put a beat behind it because she originally had Megan's Both Ain't Shit playing in this video. And of course, we couldn't play that for copyright purposes, and that was messy as fuck. You gonna play this woman's song while you're exposing her boyfriend. You really want the clout, but we're gonna give it to you today. We're gonna give it to you today, ma'am, because it's probably not gonna come back around. But for those of y'all that saw it, we see she been sending him explicit photos. I also think it's very interesting why you could show his messages, but you got all your replies scratched out. What's that about? You making it seem like he pursuing you to all crazy, but we can't even. What's all this purple from IG that you don't want us to see? The fuck is that all about? You came to the people. You trying to expose something? Expose it all, man. And as you can see, when she posts like stories of herself and stuff like that too, he's responding. This is July of last year. This is around the time the music and everything was popping. This is like when the rumors really started hitting the streets. He says, I be so clueless. I didn't know you had a baby. So here they talking about her having a child. He's inquiring about how old her child is. All this stuff. Damn, boy. Guess we both ain't shit for real. What it did? He sent a video to her. Damn, who knows what that is? You see what happens when something you was nowhere. That nigga must have sent her a video stroking his dick. This nigga crazy. Talking about that's what you know what a nigga say. You see what happens when something. That nigga wanted her to see what he was working with. That's crazy talk. And what did shit say? When you came to, you still talking about that? Okay, she hasn't changed that. All right, bet. So now this is going all the way back to 2023. So this is even before. And we could see that they were still having a very long thread. At some point, he tells her, you went MIA. I know what that means most of the time. So she kind of disappeared on him for a little bit. So he been trying to track this woman down. He been chasing after her ass. Now, I will say that much. When a nigga say you went MIA, you know, I've been in that seat before when I was younger. When you got to say, hey, you went MIA, bro, you should have deleted the text. You got to tell a woman you went MIA on me, nigga. She's not interested. She might entertain you when she has time, when she ain't got nothing else to do, when she ready for a free meal. You know what I'm saying? When a nigga that she really want to see ain't really chirping her back and went MIA on her, she might check on you. You know what I'm saying? When you dibbling and dabbling in the dibble and dabble, you got to understand how to dabble before you dibble. Niggas are like, no, what the fuck you talking about, man? You dibble dabble. You talking about some yabba dabba do, nigga? Nah, bruh. When you in the field, you in the field. I'm so glad I've left the field. Cause this the type of shit you get involved with. And this ain't nothing but regular everyday shit, but it's because it's Megan Thee Stallion, you know, it's being magnified. Which, I'll be clear, I ain't never dibble dabble outside of what I had going on. But This type of shit goes on every day. This motherfucking thread is longer than the line at Walmart and the Dollar Tree, goddamn. This shit still going, oh, that's why you did it. Look how long it took you to respond now. See what I'm talking about? You just hate me. Both of them playing them, you took too long to respond games. Cause both of them was out working their move and trying to fill in when they could fill in. But at one point, this nigga was talking about some she wifey material. We'll get there though. Here we are. This nigga came through with to be my wife. What you doing this weekend? She talking about she in church. He said, and she goes to church. You know what I'm saying? So he really on her bumper. You know what I'm saying? Really on her bumper for a minute, at least. Shit, boy. Over a year. Since 2023. About a year and some change, year and a half type shit. 18-month type shit. Woo! So this is the first message from May of 2023. Jasmine, how are you? Jumped in, you know. Can't blame him. Shit, 2023. Shit, it's way before. I don't know what she said in return. He said, I can't complain. He been watching. He said, I've been watching. Blum, 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 where you live. I live in Scottsdale. You ever been? Scottsdale. Arizona? I don't know. But that's what we got. So that's what she's exposed the entire DM thread between herself and this man. I wonder if they've linked up in the physical at any point. It seems like he's made multiple attempts to try to link with her, but we don't have any proof of, you know, them actually being in the same place doing anything, or at least no leak of that yet. But that's unfortunate. You know, seems like Megan has had a pretty rough time in choosing a mate since she's been in the industry. You know what I'm saying? I believe the earliest person she was linked with, to my knowledge, was Moneybagg Yo. That was short-lived. There was rumors that he may have cheated on her. There was some rap lines that she had put out at one point that people believed was aimed at Bag. You know, she had the song Bitch that came out in 2020, shortly after they broke up. Says, you say you want respect, well, treat me how you want to be treated. You tell me keep it real, but you don't practice what you preaching. You want me to blow your phone up and come looking for you till I find you. You really want me to whoop the hoe that you fucking with if I find her. Bitch, you ain't that busy. I don't give a fuck what you ain't got time for. Right? So that's back in the G. I guess back during this time, Moneybagg Yo jumped on Snapchat and says, if she's a stallion but musty all the time, do that make her a Mustang? So that's where some people started trying to spread the rumors that Megan had, you know, some funk issues or whatever, you know, some hygiene issues. And do I believe that? No. But, you know, there's that. In more recent times, I think he's said that they're cool or whatever, what have you, whatever. Of course, we know the Torrey situation and how that worked out not so well. The little whatever it was she allegedly could have had with the baby, we saw that got thrown in people's faces, and he sided with Torrey just to he was gonna keep it silent that they even messed around, but then of course he wanted to come take up for homie, so he let it be known. So there's that. Then you got the Partisan Fontaine nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now for him, at one point I was like, I can understand why he may feel away. But the way things turned out, he come out and make a diss song on her and try to, do interviews and all that type of stuff. As you can see, nobody interviews him about his music. Nobody interviews him about nothing he has going on in his own life. The biggest moment he's had in music outside of writing for, behind the scenes is that situation. So she hasn't had a lot of luck with men in entertainment. And I'm not sure if she's going to have luck. Unfortunately, she's such a big, a star. She's such a popular person. She's always in conversation. It seems to be a lot, people kind of bring a lot of drama in her direction for whatever reason. But, I hope she meets somebody genuine at some point that ain't about the games, that wants to take her serious. Now, some people, on the contrary, would say, well, maybe they're not taking her serious because of XYZ, because she's always twerking, because she's always showing off her body. She makes this very sexually exploitative music. Maybe if she would change her image or something, people would take her more seriously. But for the women out there, y'all know, for the most part, you could present yourself anyway. You could present yourself as a nun. You could present yourself as a stripper. You could present yourself as an OF girl. And you go through each of their experiences, and a lot of them experience all the same shit. So at what point are we just acknowledging that niggas make their own decisions? Okay? It's unfortunate. Now, I don't know how this is gonna play out. I don't know if I doubt Homeboy ever told Megan about this Jasmine girl, because clearly she has messages as recent as just like a week ago, where he was trying to link up and fly. He was like, I'm finna fly into Cali or something, where I guess maybe she's at. I don't know. And, this photo just came out. So it's clear he been playing the field. Now, what we don't know for sure is how serious these two are. They could have been trying to soft launch, but maybe up to this point, they was just doing their thing. Maybe Megan got side niggas or, other options that she's been weighing as well. I don't know. But I thought she was actually happy with Homeboy, And to get played by a nigga that gets no minutes, that sucks. Because once again, she's the bigger star in a relationship and still getting the short end of the stick. That sucks. While we're here on the relationship side of things, there's a video that came across my radar earlier today. This is not about celebrity talk at this point. This is a young lady who, I guess she was dating a guy for about 11 months, came upon hard times, was in jeopardy of possibly being evicted. And she was angry that he did not offer for her to move in, right? Because so if she got evicted, she was going to be homeless. And he didn't offer for her to move into his home. And it created some debate online whether or not, you're supposed to do that. Like if you're dating somebody, and we talk about dating, and dating is like a catch-all term. Because are y'all dating exclusively? Are y'all like official? Or are y'all just seeing each other from time to time when you have time? You know what I mean? Like there's different layers to dating. But if the person that you've been spending time with gets into a crunch, and we're talking about somebody that you're not married to, somebody that you know, I don't know how deep you want to go. We'll see. I'll play the video. But it's a conversation. Let's go ahead and see what Homegirl had to say to run down the scenario and get more specific.
So I ghosted my boyfriend on New Year's Eve, and I have not spoken to him since. Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months. A year on February 2nd, we will have been together. Okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting. So let's start there, right? So recently, I obviously, like you all have known, I've become unemployed. And I have not been able to find a job. I have put in like 30 applications a day. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews. So I've been literally struggling, and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. Okay. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing. But that's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man, and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together. Like, I don't have anything on the rent. And so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. He also has a best friend. His best friend lives with him, mind you, and has been living with him for however many years that he's like lived there, almost the whole time he's lived there. And so I'm like, if his best friend can live with him, why not his girlfriend, you know? So I'm like, hey, I need a place to stay. Which honestly, in hindsight, I shouldn't even have to ask for that. He knew I was struggling. He should have said, hey.
Now, what I don't know is how long she's been unemployed. For those of y'all that may know this young lady, feel free to let me know how long she's been unemployed. Because is this like is this the first month type thing? Has she been unemployed for, a few months, 3, 4, 6? That makes a pretty big difference in terms of, being able to take care of the rent and stuff like that, and perhaps how the boyfriend is handling this. I also question, is he really a homeowner? Like, does he really own this apartment, or does he just rent the apartment? Did he get a 3-bedroom apartment with his homeboy? I don't know what the 3rd bedroom is for as to why she couldn't use it. Maybe it's an office or something. I don't know. There's a lot of unquantified variables already. But I'll let her continue. But if this was your first month unemployed, and you said you had hundreds of dollars and you have nothing to go on the rent, I don't know. I don't know what her expenses are and stuff like that. But you want to put his age out there, we all got to be responsible. But I understand we all are just about a paycheck away from hard times as well. So I want to put that out there also.
Let me take something off of your plate. Like, come stay with me so that you can breathe and get this. If he really cared about me, he would have said that, but he didn't. He sat there and he watched me struggle, and then watched me get to the point where I was like, hey, I just need a break. Like, I'm literally so depressed. I'm losing my mind. I can't find anything. Can you please help me? And he said, no. He said, no. He said, no, you cannot live with me. Mind you, living with him is free. Doesn't cost him anything. He said, no. I can't live with him.
What you mean living with him is free, don't cost him anything? That's a little bit of a misnomer. Cause on one hand, you could say living with him is free because it's not gonna cost him any additional bills, right? You could just go put yourself in the house and everything just resumes as normal. But for anybody that really has gone through that, that's not how it works. Especially if you ain't working. Whatever you're bringing with you, including yourself, who needs to be fed, who's going to have certain products and different things that you're going to need, your expenses as you're not working will become his expenses, or let's say can become his expenses, because it may not. You may have miscellaneous money for little things that you need, but you say you have nothing for the rent. So that would also make someone assume you have nothing in general. So perhaps Eli, hey, I like you, but I'm not ready to take on merging our lifestyles under one roof, which I can't lie and say that's unfair. Perhaps the way he said it or came across and just clearly said no and didn't give an explanation. I don't know. And this isn't just about a man. This is about anybody who's in this predicament. If you're not ready to take on what somebody else brings with them into your household, you're not wrong. Now, how you convey that to the person can be seen as wrong.
At first, he goes, "Oh, I like that we have our own places to retreat to when we get into our arguments." And wrong answer. Number one, when we get into arguments, we never leave. Like, we stay in the same room and we continue to talk it out until we work it through, which I think is a really good habit that we have and a really good green flag that we have in our relationship. Yes, do we get into arguments? So does everyone. Yes, do I lose my cool? I'm a woman, but I rein it back in and we figure it out and nobody goes home. So that's a weird thing to say. We've never even done that. Second of all, that sounds like a problem to me, not a solution. When we get into arguments, we should not be leaving, because what happens when we get married? There is no way to go. We both live in the same house. So maybe that's not a good habit to start. Being that we have not started yet, maybe let's not start that now. On our very first date, I told him that I wanted to be engaged within a year. I said, after a year, I want to be engaged. He said that's plenty of enough time for someone to know whether or not they want to get married or not. This is what he said. We have talked about it, I shit you not, probably 10 times throughout this year. And never once did he say, I don't think this is going well enough for that to be a realistic goal anymore. Never once did he say, hey, like, let's pump the brakes. I don't think that we're doing that well for it to get to that. So I'm thinking we're doing well. We're on schedule. After a year or a year and a half, we'll probably get engaged. Then he goes, I don't think I want to live with someone again until I'm married to them. Which is some new boundary that he literally just made up, because he's never said that the whole time we've been together.
Ma'am, next time you see him, or last time you seen him, did you see ice cubes around his ankles? That motherfucker got cold feet. Okay? That nigga was walking on thin ice and the ice broke and his ass went straight down on some goddamn Looney Tunes shit, okay? He's not serious. Now that you found yourself in this predicament, he ain't ready. It was all good. It all sounded good. He was going along, everything. He was telling you all the right things. And this is unfortunate because a lot of people get caught up in this. And when I say caught up, I mean, having heart-to-heart conversations, or what you think is a heart-to-heart conversation. He was misleading you. He was leading you on. So I'm not even mad at you ghosting him, because eventually he would have ghosted you. He wasn't ready. And I would not be surprised if every time that y'all talked about marriage within a year or expectations, all this type of stuff, it was coming from you. I'm pretty sure he never brought that to the table to say what he wanted, because he ain't really want that. But he didn't think he was going to be confronted with it because y'all lived separately. Right? And at bare minimum, y'all could get engaged and continue to live separately until y'all got married. But then with this hardship that comes into play, he ain't ready to take on what's finna come with that. That's what it was. And he already wasn't all the way serious. He might probably already had some other shit going on, to be honest with you. That sucks. I'm gonna try to let her get through the rest of her story.
I go, maybe it's not a good idea that you live with someone after you already got married to them, because what if you guys are not compatible to live together and you don't know that until after you're already married? Then what? That's really dumb, actually. And so I'm like, okay, that's a completely new thing, but granted, it's been a year. We set our goal for a year. Are we going to get married? And he goes, no, that was your goal. Since when was this my goal? It was my goal, but like, I thought we were in agreement, because you never said that we weren't in agreement. clearly I made all this up in my head, and this was never a goal. I just thought it was a goal because I continuously talked about it, and he never said that it was unrealistic. As a matter of fact, he said the quite opposite, that it was a realistic goal to have. And never once, as we neared to the end of that year, did he ever say, hey, I don't think we're close to being married. So imagine my surprise when he says, I don't think we're close to being married. We still have things to figure out. Because a couple of nights ago, I got super irritated at him and yelled at him and told him to leave my house. And apparently that's enough of a reason for him to be like, whoa, I don't want to marry her.
What'd you kick him out for? Because that's also I think that's actually a valid talking point. What was so bad of a disagreement that you kicked him out your house? You know what I'm saying? Was there some sort of, did it get almost violent on anyone's part? Because if he's getting aggressive with you and you kick his ass out, yeah, kick his ass out. But I'm wondering what could have been so, because you say when y'all argue, because you said a few minutes ago, when y'all argue, no one leaves. No one retreats back to their crib. Y'all be in the same room and y'all get over it and resolve it. But now we're finding out that you just kicked his ass out your motherfucking place a few days ago when you got mad. So which one is it?
All right. So yeah. And so I said, hey, I'm actually scared that I'm going to be homeless because I said, I'm actually thinking I'm going to be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills keep coming and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources. And I think I'm gonna end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm gonna end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless. And he goes, well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before.
Conversation would have been over. Conversation would have been over. Man, woman, child, caretaker. Conversation over. Hey, bruh. You a stone cold killer for that one, man. Jesus. Plenty of millionaires have lived in a car before. You can't come here, but you can live in your car. Nah, that nigga didn't give a shit about you the whole time. Now, I've seen some people on social media saying that they think that he's dating the best friend. I don't. I think him and the best friend are living the bachelor life at that crib, bringing their little honey dips in and out, dipping the little tenders, and sending them back to the streets when she was working. You know what I'm saying? And now that she has no place to go, he's not willing to give up that lifestyle of him being able to do what he do when she ain't around. You're not finna move up in my crib and mess up my flow. It was cool when I was juggling. Now you want me to just be you know what I mean? Be on the straight and narrow? No. Live in your car. That's absolutely fucked up though. But that's what it is.
What the fuck? So basically he said, yeah, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I know it's hard, but basically he told me that you never really do have anybody to depend on and you come alone in this world and you are your own person and you should be your number one priority because nobody else is going to be dependable, which I translated to he is not someone I can depend on. Why would I ever marry someone that I can't depend on? I'm a dependable person. I've had friends that I've let stay with me, that I've given a place to stay for free, that I've been able to like say, hey, you can lean on me. Like, don't worry about nothing. Take a break. I got you. So if I can be dependable to my friends, you can be dependable to your girlfriend. It's not a crazy concept. Yeah, we do come in this world alone, but relationships are the whole reason of everything. You should be able to depend on the people around you, on your community. They should be people that you can say, hey, you do owe a responsibility to the people you love and the people you care about. And apparently he doesn't think that way. And I don't think I can be in a relationship with someone who doesn't think that way. And so I decided that I kind of ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him, and I probably will never speak to him again. That really turned me off. And yeah, that's why I broke up with my boyfriend, because he said it was okay that I be homeless. I should be homeless while he goes home to his 3-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood and rubs his feet together under his nice comforter set, his nice sheet set, and watches his 70-inch TV on the wall and twiddles his thumbs together while I'm out in my car in the cold. Talking about he's gonna get me a blanket for Christmas so I don't be cold. You gonna get you a new bitch for Christmas. I ain't even.
Damn, that nigga cold as ice. You're as cold as ice, not willing to sacrifice. You're cold as what you are. That nigga's crazy. That nigga's a psycho sociopath. Crazy. And I refuse to believe that you never seen the signs. I refuse to believe that was the first time in your entire 11-month relationship that he shown you signs that he was a cold-hearted son of a bee. You ignored the signs, I guess, because y'all was still getting it in and you had a place to go and all of this different stuff, which I hated for you. But ain't no way, if that nigga turned the new leaf like that out of nowhere, just flip this script on some Tyler Perry shit. Wow. You did right by ghosting his motherfucking ass. And please don't answer no calls nor texts from that nigga in the new year of our Lord, okay? So in her situation, I totally understand why she feels away. They were dating. They were serious. They've been together for 11 months. She had made it very clear that within a year of a relationship, she wanted to be at minimum engaged to be married. And he obliged, and he allowed her to believe that was going to be true, knowing that wasn't what he wanted. Now, I will say, when people approach things with this, I need to be engaged within a year type of thing, I think sometimes for some people it works. But to give a human a deadline like that, I don't think that's always the best way of handling the situation. You're still getting to know each other, getting to know each other's quirks. That seems to be y'all first time, witnessing one or the other having some sort of issue, because you want to know how that's gonna go. Before you get married, you should know like how your partner handles adversity. You should know like, okay, if I'm going through a rough patch, because anybody could get fired, anybody could get laid off at any time. How does your partner pour into you during your time of hardship? Would they give you a place to sleep if you needed it? Would they give you encouragement? Would they do what they can to help you find other opportunities that are befitting of you? Those are things that you might want to, see before you actually tie the knot with somebody or commit yourself to that level. But I think a lot of people have this fantasy in their head that everything's going to be great for this year. We're going to get engaged, we're going to get married, and we're going to ride off into the sunset. You know what I mean? But that's just not real life. So he did you a huge favor by showing you exactly who he was. It may feel bad, it may feel terrible, but that nigga did you the biggest solid he could have ever done. Because if you would have locked in with this nigga and then found yourself in that position, shoo, it would have been even worse. I'm pretty sure, at some point you'll rebound, you get back on your feet, and life is gonna turn around for her. So, just stay prayed up, stay positive. And hopefully you could find, a friend that'll take you in for a short period while you get back on your feet, or a family member or something. And you'll be right back in the game. It ain't gonna take too long. By the end of 2025, I'm sure she's gonna be back rolling. All right. Let me know what y'all think though. Cause I found myself in positions when I was younger where I let motherfuckers move in with me and live with me way too early. Way too early. It was way before a year. But it was people that I was dealing with that were finding themselves in hardships, and I had that good heart type shit. Like, oh shit, you going through a rough time? You not from here. You gonna have to go back to the city you came from. Your life is finna go down. Oh man. I look out. No, I shouldn't have did it. Shouldn't have did it. Wasted time, resources, energy that could have went into other things. Life got halted. Music shit got halted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I first heard this story, I was approaching with a bit of hesitance, but after getting the full context, and there's still not full context, right? Because we don't know the long and short of all of their interactions and their day-to-day stuff like that. But given more context, yeah, that nigga did you a favor. You know, it's uncomfortable today, but tomorrow your comfort could be overflowing. So best wishes to that young lady. Let me know what y'all think once again down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right? Peace.